Alright, guys. I'm here, obviously. I decided last minute to sort of come on. Um, and it took me a minute to set up the room and curb the bullshit. And I figured it was a good night. I'm hoping most tragedy pimps are higher and drunker and more fucked up than usual. The worst critters are asleep somewhere. Right. Yeah, right. Right. Anyway, um, vaguely, sort of aware of the streets over here in the past day or two. Um, had more, pressing in-person things swirling and such. Um, I did hear the news like everyone else that TBI or FBI one was back in the creek, and I'm pleased about that. I'm always pretty happy anytime that real searchers, real law enforcement, you know, real men and women really working for summer are on the ground in their boots. Uh, they deserve to wear. Um, doing everything they can for summer. So, um, just how I feel about it. It's how I always feel about it. Made that pretty clear over the years. I don't like the inserted fake shit, inept shit, tampering tragedy pimp shit, tool bags, douche canoes, and that type of shit throughout all the years. Just how it is. So anytime I hear real law enforcement and feds are on the ground, I and my heart goes out to them. But and I hope that every time they're on the ground for summer, which I don't even know if you can use that term, because they're always working for her. And on the ground, I mean, at this point, this many years in, it's just a term, especially the booth. It just makes me want to vomit. Because how tragedy pimps have taken that over, and I don't think that's a term anyone besides real law enforcement, searchers, and such should ever use or be referred to as or say of themselves. Hearing that from anyone's mouths otherwise makes me want to vomit. Much like when you hear Raider go, "We were doing recon." The fuck? You mean reconnaissance? Oh wait, that's a word that plays well in front of audiences. Fuck that shit. You know? It's that type of shit I don't like. But anytime that I hear Ellie and feds are at least making themselves know what I mean. It's one of those, moments where I'm always glad to hear it. And, it's always a sign of hope. It's a sign that we're still looking for the answers and things, or to put things together. And that's better than a tragedy pimp or affiliates any day of the week. I just hope that the reasons they're brought it every time is not because of some tragedy pimp bullshit, hoax shit, screwing with, tampering with law enforcement, courts, feds, things you all are very well known to do and that I've seen done. Sadly enough, horrifyingly enough, terribly enough, heartbreakingly enough, terrorizingly enough over the years. There's that, right? Generally because some team this or tragedy pimp that or some wackadoodle out world. The investment teams, the weird shit behind this whole place over here known as true crime, all the things. Want some sort of content or bullshit or direct, target, do whatever. Build a story, a script, that type of shit. Summon up motherfuckers up to something else. I don't know. Some wackadoodle something. So, you just always hope it's get tired of it. And for some of us, it feels like an eternity. And it feels like the same day. All at the same time. But you know that every damn second and minute should have never been. Should have never been. And that somewhere someone is responsible. And they're still out here somewhere. Free being monsters, you never can tell. And that'll be the feds and all law enforcement agencies' jobs to tell. Courts and otherwise. Though, according to this realm, it's their job to whatever. Right. Basically, to script write everything into existence. Bullshit. Con scheme, formulate like they do in every high profile case. or any they're allowed to. I don't know. And it's their job, and they're allowed to, and whatever, you know. Tonight I probably would not be live, or, well, you never know. If it weren't for the fact that weird things have been happening, well, for over 4 years now, but definitely for about a year now, most especially, like I've said, last few months, last few weeks, damn sure the last few days. I do not find the timing or coinciding of certain things necessarily coincidental, or the fact that all these things over the last few weeks have taken place, and that it feels like, mm, I wouldn't say just feels like, but Lil and I are being screwed with extraordinarily hard, especially over the last few months, but damn sure the last few weeks, last few days. Do not find it a coincidence that certain things begin happening around times that others became aware of certain things we know. Or hold. I do not find what has been happening to us the last couple of weeks in the extremes with abuser and others coincidence. Then again, it's just sort of that thing, so I don't know. There's so many things around that, you know. And knowing that after the other night, even more, oh, I don't know, continued forms of harassment. Or attempted ones. Well, no, it wasn't. Then, anyway, in order to, screw with little us more and us being able to maintain or live our normal daily life, happen at a certain time right after last. Should have heard me being told about that. That was fucking fantastic. Anyway, an unsafe compiled show continued and further. Maybe somebody can get a beat on it. Sorry, I'm a little dehydrated. Not had much time to slow down. And I'm a little thirsty and whole medically induced pack of things off the train right now. It's been a rather full day. Um, just now got to slow down not long ago. Still not like it's been a full day. It's been nonstop for a few days. Anyway, I just find that after this many years and this much fucking around with my children and I, my little and I, the continued and further harassment, weird stuff, you know? Idiots, douche canoes, map, all these things, tragedy maps being used as script writers and blah blah blah. Investment names on. I just, but over the last little while, as y'all known, been wrestling with things because I do not want my hand forced by any fucking teams or otherwise, or tragedy pimps, or, the manipulative module makers, or tool bags, or otherwise. Because I do have the, feeling that at certain times, certain shit was shaking, much like I think, if you talk to a few others around here through the years, you know, they probably, yeah, came to awareness eventually that was potentially being done to around them as well. So, and I generally try not to, fall for horse shittery or give shit when wanted, um, or end up part of things I want no part of, or being pushed, pulled, manipulated, modulated, tool bagged, or otherwise by anyone. And also because of so many things, right? Desire to do no harm, anything, not be able to be used to create chaos, Mangello by tragedy pimping, tool bag, whatever the fuck, team sports, bullshittery, or script writing, investment team shit. You know, and not to give this realm anymore. And also hunt those things that have hunted us all tonight and to, you know, I just but I can't decide sometimes. I've weighed things for quite a long time, especially lately. I feel like it's a two-pronged effort, you know, force hands or to also render I and others silent or to tamper with not only Lil and I, but others. Find it rather and extremely concerning the last week or two, and the last few days, most especially. It's which way is it? Or is it both? Never can tell. Well, I mean, you can't. Mm, this one's a hard call. Very hard call. I know some things right now are also just making me sick to watch and see. I mean, absolutely fucking sick. Infuriatingly so. Can't decide whether to like shoot flames out my ears or vomit. And those things concern all the children from being here. Watching all the monsters. And what they're saying and doing with increased intensity lately. Makes me want to cry and vomit. And maybe beyond all things tonight, the reason I'm speaking is for all the children who've been here. And because I'm tired of monsters. Because masks are masks. Bullshit's bullshit. And because some of us know. And therefore it is very, very hard to see, hear horse shit throughout all these years. But the last few weeks, even harder. There are so many in this damn community. And all of them, to us it's all one, whatever. Point is, there's so many that know better. And they can read and hear the same words and know it's bullshit. They too wonder why in the fuck monsters are daring to, like, there's so many. And there are so many. So many. That also know. Different things, different ways. Different events, different victims, different this, different that. Survivors, yes. many, many, many witnesses to all kinds of different things. And some of whom I'm positive have come forward. Others, I know have not. Others who know the same thing. Some of those because of the Twizzly things. A lot of those because of the tragedy pimp shit. A lot of which is sent and targeted with script writing capabilities and otherwise, and absolute annihilation and destruction in mind, especially of those that are witnesses of any variety. So, fear of particular people, whom some say in absolutes are the ones that made them afraid from the very beginning. Some of us have tried to help others feel okay enough to come forward. And also try to protect as best we can um those unknown certain motherfuckers, tragedy pimps, team sports, etc. Da 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 da. Tee playing motherfuckers, etc. And any insertion fucking around with all it, right? So and there's so many things to that, you know. Um, that I'm choosing not to add here to say publicly. I find it really rather odd, though, that just in the past couple days, mm, we were made aware that there is a physical piece of evidence that could unlock a whole hell of a fucking lot. And told sort of where it's located. But it is a holiday week. So, I don't know if things moving. Have others shook or really what the fuck is going on? I just know that. Oh, I firmly believe this thing exists and where it's said to. I absolutely do. But Monday's Monday. And because of the ways things are moving, um, for months now and weeks, and especially the last few days, certain shit, just, mm, I find myself needing to put that here with a pin in it because of what is occurring around Little one. And because of the dates and times on shit, you know? That's all I'm really gonna say about that. Um, I'm sure that it will be gathered or required, hopefully, very soon. Until then, sort of a nightmare. Right? And then, of course, you never know until the end. You can call it that. Wearing what counts, but this, I'd say, is key to the unlock of a whole lot of shit. A whole lot of shit. So, and I very much trust those who yeah, just because I know that they held proof and are proof of many things. Witnesses as well. Long before any of this garbage anybody could have inset, tampered this iron was already things known, so therefore, yeah. For this, you know what I mean? Like, well, you don't. I know you don't. Sort of. Things were known to some of us that, they're not public, have not been said, and that we know one another in this area, and there's been, you know, chatter from the beginning, and far too early for this realm to be, you know, and other things, so. And I'm just being very careful with what I'm saying, so that others can't be fucked with. You know, for years. For years. Unbelievably enough. Some of us could have come out and said everything. And given everything we know, done all things. And we didn't, and we have not. As far as public goes. No matter how much shit we've taken from the world, it seems some days, especially online. No matter how much we're hunted down, lives, families, children, etc., threats, blackmail, extortion, you know, you name it. People want here and monsters trying to get us murdered and screwed. I mean, trying to push us to unalive and all these other things in a group effort. I mean, it's been insane. Knowing that parts of it come from yuckles and chuckles and tee and asshole, and I just, you know, been pretty wild. But definitely done through this realm. Alright. Some of that, though, was already occurring live and in real time. As everything unfolded in the first, I guess, seconds, minutes, hours, first days and weeks, months. Mud, jello, chaos, teehee. It ain't cute. I don't like it. But for all these years, man, some of us, no matter shit was aimed at us, targeted, scripted, this, and we refused to budge. And we've known what certain other characters in and around us have lied their asses off about or been fucking around for some fucking reason or other and aiming at all these, mm-mm. And we've held and bit our tongues out in public. And I tell you what, some of us are about tired of biting our tongues. Hell, throughout most of these years, I even tried to protect and fight against the targeting and bullshit social media realms, whatever hunting team, investment teams, and tragedy pimps, whatever, were targeting the others. At certain times, anyway. We spoke up. I have anyway, when the shit's foul, no matter who it's aimed at or geared towards, or, you know, then you realize all, and most of those are, and you know at the time, like, they're using this realm to target, fuck with, scrape out, do all things, right? Jello, chaos, tea, and you still try to go, okay, well, doesn't mean I'm gonna stand here and play tit for tat or, you know, play any of their bullshit or their games or reindeer games or whatever else. I'm not gonna play in the trauma. It's not what I'm here for. It's not what I'm about. Um, and even though I've known all these years, at least after being hunted and acquired and modulated, all the bullshit, skull, and cans, I just can't. For those of you who know, you know. Line up of all the things. I'm not gonna go back over the whole retelling of events tonight. And how things came to be. It's like knowing what ignited a whole great portion of this. It's all predicated on bullshit. Bullshit spoken, lied about, everything else. To and with McDonough. But, you know, putting shit out there, just destroying and naming it all the wrong goddamn people, making sure they're hunted, annihilated, along with Tee and Jello and Chaos fucking crew have been hell. Kudos on you motherfuckers. Being dead ass wrong and falling bullshit. From those who are most likely afraid or maybe used by something, I don't know. It's not for me to say, but considering what was put into that shit, what was said, I mean, like, I know half of what was said that the feds and Ellie already knew better. You know? And already had all the things, you know, so for it to be done that way, I just, you know, douche canoe. I also feel like people and all that were afraid, obviously, for many reasons. I feel like there was already, well, I don't feel like, I mean, when you know when certain people inserted in it, what weeks and days and this and hours and all this crap, and then it goes down, everybody's holding wrenches in certain places and all this crap, you know. You can't tell me that's law enforcement and Fed condoned or requested. You just can't. Tools are tools, but they're just certain ways to certain things, you know. And by tools, I mean like real tools. I mean, what the fuck kind of law enforcement or feds are gonna have some douche canoe using a bunch of fucking criminal ass investment team, high profile hunting da-da-das, and motherfuckers making up fake ass professions to go around fucking people, hunting down, doing this and the other, and tampering with tainting shit, fucking up shit, all based on wrong shit that the feds already knew better than by that point. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So, you know, from that point forward, you know, we were aware, like I've always said, it was like, well, I don't know what the fuck that shit's about, but oh well, it's so goofy, who gives a fuck? And then, well, when you understand that it becomes something that gets more and more script written and more pointed and more targeted, even though all the shit's all fucking wrong, fucked up, and everything else. And you have those like PG and others playing this bullshit, script writing and doing all that. I mean, like, fucking just all the stuff, all the ick web sleuths and weirdos and predators and monsters and criminals and well-organized criminal organization working over many social media platforms, you know, all involved in all. It's just like every high profile. I mean, you know, it's just. Mm-mm. problem with speaking is that I don't know. It, this realm, it always does such bad shit. Such bad, horrible, awful things. With anything said, especially by certain folks. And I did predict that would be the case. A long, long time ago. That's all they'd be left with and able to do with some who spoke. No matter what they said or posted or played or gave to the public. Because, you know, these idiots, these tragedy pimps, this criminal organization here in true crime, working on these high profile cases, well, they script themselves into a fucking hole when they continue to target and pull the hate train bullshit. Right? You can't undo that. Or decide that when those people speak or give or post, then it suddenly counts. And that you can offer it out to quote your audiences and whatever. Depends on whether you know part of the very tiny amount of real people that watch this, or if you're like, I don't know, a paid service that's full of people somewhere far away or gamers, whatever, you know, watching or viewing or clicking like, you know, just but you can't feed that out to billions and be like, oh, but today this matters. Because the people you have watching you, they're like, wait a minute, no, we hate that. We hate this person, we hate this, because you're toasted. Ah, no, you can't do that. I've seen it. And so there's no coming back from all that nonsense for all them. And so therefore it does leave them in the realm of, well, even though most of them, you know, there's proof that what they say to the world and everybody else, this whole hatred shit, whatever, targeting shit, it's all bullshit because behind the scenes they know the truth or truths, and they know, and their belief is that the people they're targeting have not shit to do with anything, and they know firmly people are being targeted, etc., and that they themselves are participating in it, willingly and have been doing so for you, so it's all really there. My oh my, why would they continue to do such things though, despite believing, feeling, knowing certain things? Why would they just continue to target the shit out of people? Even to the point of trying to get them killed. I just don't know. Hold on just a second. Well, anyway, moving on. Moving on just a wee bit. Trying to find the words. It's always hard to choose. And there are always so many things. Connected to everything. It makes it like the dance from hell. And do no harm, take no shit. keep tragedy pimps from doing worse, keep hunting, and there's just so many things. It always seems like everything's connected to everything else. And you don't want to move one way and disrupt this, or move one way and fuck up something else, or say something and certain monsters get wind of it, or people involved or anything like that, and then, then be able to weave or bullshit or get ahead of or get around or script right shit out of or target hell out of or threaten or blackmail or fuck with anybody else or annihilate. Right? What I mean? There's just so many damn things, but also, trying to make sure that after everything and all the years of all this, that we are indeed somewhere very dangerous, but in front of the world. It's the strangest fucking thing, right? Very hard to explain, I guess, to those not there. We are. And having experienced all this from June 15th of 21 until now. I know some of us, for all these years, tried our damnedest to protect even those who falsely said shit, did shit, helped for years, target the shit out of everyone else. Most especially around, you guessed it. Tonight, right now, I'm done with some of that. allowing it, maybe speaking on certain things in certain ways tonight will help and maybe do no harm. Don't know. But I know for all these years, could come out here and said that certain teenagers were mean as motherfucking shit to all the children of Quincy. To the point of screaming and tears. And it was usually allowed, condoned, laughed about as it was occurring. As Summer and her brothers were crying, yelling, there. Until it would get too far somehow, right? And it'd go so far sometimes to where even Candace was laughing at us. Would have to step in and scream at said teenagers to stop and to leave the kids alone. Which is a rare fucking occurrence. Some of us know because guess what? We lived on that goddamn road. We lived it, breathed it, heard it, witnessed it, and we know. We also know what things go between certain parties that maybe made things as they became for my jello, chaos, tit for tat, all those other things, right? Fear based shit to make everybody weird shit. I don't know, I can't say. It's just some personal takes on things and thoughts and fires and puzzles and perceptions of. So in the end, like always, that'll be it for alien feds to say. Till then, it's just our thoughts, feelings, perceptions. Fuck those, and always stick with alien feds. But some of us know because we lived there what we heard, witnessed, and seen. I mean, I guess they're the same thing. Far before summer even vanished. And then there are many others outside of Ben Hill who know these truths as well. Hearing all the bullshit, people were the heroes and made these little hero moments for themselves throughout all these years from just a few weeks in and everything else. Yeah. It's been a wild walk. Biting tongues. It's like our regular damn boys and girls club around here full of fucking heroes. Ain't nobody no damn hero of anything. But some of these characters and their weird savior hero moments, it's odd. Certain pieces, anyway. Usually tampered with by some of the best. Am I right? Yeah. Find it weird. But that can also be typical of those who've actually done very, very bad. So, but that's up for experts to decide. Our perceptions and thoughts on be damned. I mean, like, real experts, not the ones who pay dues and fees and then get to make up a whole imaginary ass non existent professions. So, anyway, come out here. I know I could. I know I could come out here and have been able to for a great deal many years. And play show and tell or see and say out for the entire damn world. Where you all could share in the fucking nightmares of what others in this community know, hold, truths, proof, evidence. But I've not done that for fear of I mean, I can't say what is not, right? Because none of us fucking know what counts, what doesn't, this and there, but the only people who can say it are alien feds, etc. But I know damn good and well that there are a whole lot of crimes that are being committed. Even if some are not responsible for some are vanishing. Some of those most central to that are guiltier than sin of some of the worst shit on earth. Shit of nightmares. Shit of absolute fucking nightmares. For all these years, there are some of us who've kept our eyes and hearts and ears open to the rest of our community. And have solely and simply sought answers, keys, pieces, tried to protect others from any of this fuckery or any of the monsters or tee shit and everything else. Terrible. Turns out through all these years, there are many who, for some reason or other, nothing, I'm just not gonna say that, or it could affect things or out certain people, but turns out there are many who, witness to the state or condition of certain children's areas. And they were not alright or okay. And don't take that to mean all of. I'm just not being specific about any certain child. So don't take that and run with it like I mean all the children's or anything, okay? And just twist and weasel that tail up. It's a shit of nightmares, man. And hearing all these people throughout all the years that you know just didn't pull it out of nowhere and only after Summer vanished. You know that. Otherwise, you'd be like, meh, could have been anybody, you know what I mean? But, and because they have certain other forms of proof, it makes them quite a bit more credible than other little local and sort of goofball bastards who want to play a tragedy. And because they have done everything to stay safe. I guess. I don't know how else to phrase that. That's not exactly what I mean. Throughout all the years, having to tolerate certain monsters acting like they all give a shit about any of the children or their own. Well, targeting everybody else's, but also when I mean you fucking live in there, bro. Who are you fucking trying to get like? And you know so many others know. It's horseshit. It's gross to me. It's infuriating to me right now. Especially. Always has been. Man, like, who they trying to sell this shit? I don't get. When there are people who have heard and seen what they have. Hell, even go back to the first interviews with like journalists, man. Before certain things got butterflied up throughout different interviews. Sort of tell, but I mean, like, this whole idea suddenly that the other children were removed, but if they were left there, then Summer's case could have been solved more, and they all needed to get together and make fun in order to solve. Are you shitting me? Like, as someone who witnessed Candace specifically and especially showcase this very child grinning and laughing while Candace Senior sitting there and saying that she wants to beat the shit out of him while they're all happy giggles doing whatever the fuck it is to you tragedy pimps. I guess setting up some sort of fucking GoFundMe bank accounts. I don't know, 1 or 12 Rosies, whatever the hells, and ex-girlfriends, whatever involved, and you sons of bitches. Yeah, like, you're just astounded. It's just child wear the weight of the world and not say what, like, head down, like, here's this fucking mama laughing and joking and showcasing him like a damn dog or animal, saying that she wants to beat the shit out of him, that she would like to beat the shit out of this one right here. He didn't even have a fucking name that day, right? Oh, but online else. Oh, the when you watch over, when you, even then your gut and heart and brain were screamed out, were other periods prior to summer vanishing of importance. And I'm not going to say with child or children, whatever else, when you watch them head down again and being blamed for, and say that, they want to beat the shit out of them or they deserve to be whatever, they're in trouble because of, you know, what essentially then comes to them trying to save themselves from those two fuckfaces and whatever else is going the hell on. That's insane. When it said, oh, well, they were just trying to get rid of Daddy. And now Daddy's out here, oh, you're the boy. We were all together again. We could solve it. You talking about the same people I watch smack at the children and tell them to shut the fuck up about something because they were like really super concerned and wanted answers for their sister too, and we're just happy anybody else, I guess, was giving a shit at that point, and they're like excited that others were thinking, and then they get smacked at and told to shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Yeah, were y'all working on it then? Like, were you working on somebody's got to come together as a family to try to solve it then, or were you just wanting to beat the shit out of all the children and tell them shut the fuck up? I mean, you got to pick a lane. Now, also, I can't like that. And knowing all the other things for all the time, and just makes me want to vomit. Scream. This whole rewriting and bow tying up and licking the buttholes up and buttoning up monsters. I'm just over it. I watch these same two fuckfaces make these children cry on purpose. On the regular. And find it funny and laugh at it. You know? Or say shit like, this is the one I like to beat the shit out of. Smiles on the face, like, after summer vanished. Yeah. So I ain't buying it. Y'all buy the bullshit if you want to. I'll pass. Same way I'll pass on thinking he else gives a shit about Hunter. And I know better than Monster giving a fuck about anything other than claws in. And oh, cha-ching for him and no bag. Where it considers little and eldest and otherwise. I'm just, you know, fuck all of them. Fred, who couldn't even say Summer's name, swore he didn't even know her. Da da da. Putting out all the first fucking narratives, seemingly. Weirdly enough, bro dude meetings. I don't know. Everybody trying to separate them up, pretend like they didn't even hang out, know each other. I'm immediately 6 months, whatever the fucks. What gets me is all the ones are the ones that were actually close to and had fucking, like, actually, man, I ain't never even, like, been around a campfire and had a beer with these motherfuckers. Nobody believes that. I swear to God, it's true. My kids never went over and played. Hope that this room's like, oh, we're gonna make it up. Friends go help in it, you know, and all the bullshit. Even though all of us, otherwise, even Candace, are like, no, it's done what's done for. But this place has gone wild with it, right? It still does. I don't know. Just some of us could tell you that these two have worked as a team, if not more than that, for a very long time. Just as certain guts and red flags thought, felt for years, but didn't have anything to really one way or the other, you know. But now it's a little different because there are many witnesses and victims and survivors of many kinds in and around this community. But it's as always, fairly infested. And for some to still come forward. And the proofs and truths that they hold to come forward with them and do the best that can help them the most. And hopefully answers for summer will come somehow from it all. But there's still a whole lot of stuff like every day. Every day, all day. And for all these years, you have to think about a billion different ways. The ways in which tragedy pimps, inserters, tools, douchebags, investment, all things could be screwing with shit, tampering with shit, placing shit, you know. And then other real tools in the mix too, so like I said, all things are always left to Ellie and feds to decide. But there's some things though, some of us can pick out that are twizzled and dope-tastic or mud jello or tea-heat or tragedy pimped or, all that. It's like, hell, Little and I were out the other day for quite a while. We were walking amongst like a bunch of flowers and doing things, and you know. But that day in particular, yeah, throughout the day and all the travels, came into like contact with like 4 different sons of bitches who all have their little fingers over here in the tragedy pimp pie. All of them, all of them were trying to, they'll get things, fuck with, pulling that polite southern shit, acting like, everybody's forgetful fucking burnout. Whatever, and everybody just forgives their fucking with or tampering with their goddamn lives. This tragedy pimp group, and like, hey, still ain't all playing together, and they all have ties back to Tee and crew and all the dope shit. All those real motherfuckers doing the real dope shit are doing, and still tied to. See, I do like 4 of those motherfuckers are in pretty quick succession. One after the other, right? All people here locally. Fucking with all of you all, of course. And I mean fucking with you as in y'all are playing with each other when another's crib. I don't know. All them being weird and surrounded by the strangest of things and bloodshed and murder and vanishing is all connected. Yeah, I just. Meanwhile, trying to fuck with other people still. All these same motherfuckers on the deepest, darkest, dope ass shit, man. With one another, and then all somehow here helping fuck with everybody else. I don't know. Mud, chaos, jello with us. Half of them related. Can, wonders never cease there. But, always trying to feed out bullshit. Pretending like he ain't smart enough to, I don't know, catch on or like know better than, or like they're after shit still. Like, What? Like, come back over here and tilt. Like, bro, some of these motherfuckers locally are just too toasted to be set loose. And y'all still trying to use them like that. And them using you like to try to get. Like, they can play it shit with one another. They ain't playing it with me, you know? Whatever. So it was the day having to deal with that shit. But then I believe that may have been the same day we were told about the. May have been about the piece of what seems like evidence, some variety for a lot of things, and the location of, and all that. But that was not by one of those, in the least. So, but you just found the timing on all that shit weird, dude. Like I said earlier, whatever, you know. I do know that considering all things in the last few days and things that have shook and dropped, that we feel like things are only going to increase. They're going to buy some shit today online. I would, yeah, say that it's going to increase with targeting and fucking with, and screwing about, slowing on. Since we've been seeing it here for days now, leading up to it, and others seemingly playing in it in person, and it are dangerous to us. So, for fact, I have my feels about it. Can't help but to feel so. Seems like certain things just come out the woodwork, start shooting in about time that things always are fucking with little and I somehow, or people trying to manipulate, modulate, tool bag it up, I don't know, trigger response, you know, all that crap. I'm over it, man. And then certain things always willing to help, it seems like, some way or another. Hell, maybe those things are just coincidental, though. Maybe they really just are. I also find certain movements in the back a little weird. During these particular days and times. I'll put a pin in that too. I know what I mean. I know what's there. Eventually, the full thing will be told, I guess. The depth of horseshittery, modulating, script writing, trying to make shit look like shit it ain't. All that crap, right? There's so much tragedy pimp shit hidden in the background and the way they do things. It does not go over some of our heads. Pretty easy to grasp. Anyway, they think they're smooth though. Smooth. And they're set up shit, tampering shit, background shit, blah blah blah. Hidden as everything is just whatever. But for right now, and because of Fred's weird buddy, well, Fred and Marlene names weird buddies, planting of certain things and certain things said in last days, which I really feel like we're probably, I don't know, mm, tragedy pimp thingy maybe. I don't know. Those are definitely Fred and Laura Marlena's people, though. I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky and see if Fred recognizes his friend. His and Laura Marlene's friend. It's like the damnedest thing, man. Hopefully, paved sidewalks. Lack of trees and forests large enough, I guess, for Math Monkeys to swing in. Be all Planet of the Apes haven't changed his ears any. He's a little sneaky, roaming about all the places. Ears. Maybe he or Laura or Marlene can tell you who that rattly piece of shit belongs to. Since, oh, I don't know, their last trip's around the block here, huh? For the planting of things in gardens. Tell you what, it's kind of like that 360 and like grassy or some shit. Which is fucking weird. Some of them locales, you know. Because they lead back to like some old deer shit. Which gets real strange. Blue dot. Blue barrel. Bizarre lander. I just want to know what in the fuck it's around. All kinds of places. Just like last time. About time certain folks trying to out, showing up, making appearance, you know, like. But an abundance of like, I don't know, 3 to 5 bazillion gold bands. Well, one of those is totally innocent, but easily confused with 2 others. Yeah, I think people know that. Either way, I just find it strange. All these little relations and ties and things compiled. You know, boy. And certain things being there's just feel on all things twizzled around and up in. Certain things pushed towards. I have my thoughts on that too. Weirdo. Their buddy there the other day being one of the ones to talk about Facebook groups, social media, summer, and that sickening shit. Which I think 50-50 on tragedy, pimp fuckery, tee fuckery. Yeah. And things that link Fred and Marlena to Planet Things and all kinds of characters in between, including a couple of those Lil and I ran into out of several the other day. Especially with all the close ties. I'm pretty well over it. I don't know what this fucking little group of very locals teeing the fuck up to all this time. Especially when last names, all those shit's combined. And all their metastatic gasways. Fucking with similar people. Like, I don't know, man. Just could be entirely separate. Ain't up for me to decide. It's just my thoughts, perceptions, things we know, though. Things I know. Known for most of my life, some of, or sometimes just for years, or months, or days. It just depends on what the fuck that is, but yeah, just watching it for years unfold here online with these particular ones. All surrounded by, I don't know, several cases of weird fuck shit. Bloodshed, death, meth, murders, weird shit, and then playing TV shit all as one inside of Summer's case over here on YouTube. And in real time now, because, well, if you're one of us, you know that Fred and Marlena, they were doing that from the beginning. So were C&D. There's no doubt about that in my mind. None. It still is not. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I am awfully tired and exhausted. And I've still sort of got things to do. I want to do my little quiet time. In the middle of the night. And I also might make another cup of espresso and do some peanut butter cookies or something. I don't know. I'm also, yeah, well, I'll save it for a better day, but not so dark live, maybe what I mean by that. Anyway, I actually do think I'm gonna ice cream cookie and peanut butter. My peanut butter until's staring at me. I've had it out like 3 or 4 times today. And I might get around to putting it some of the tools I use for tasks today. Might. I don't think so. I'm gonna go with no. Just hang out there because I'm sure I got things to do with them later today anyway. Anyway. Y'all, I'm out of here for the night. Y'all have a good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you are. Enjoy the speck, the dance, vast cosmos. Be a pebble, spark, and a voice where you can. And as always, please share the DV/Universal Hand Signal for help. Canada does save lives across the board. And all medical and crime-related emergencies, and is very capable of saving all kinds of lives. And so please do not forget that. And if you don't care to share it, it'd be wonderful for so many lives out there. And as always, please continue to share Summer's picture, information, and call her by her name. Y'all have a good night. And keep hope and faith in the real boots on the ground, and those who truly work for Summer for all the right reasons and all the right way, for everything good and decent and normal. Keep them in your hearts and your minds and thoughts. Because if all of us hold nightmares, I couldn't tell you, even I can't fathom or imagine what kind of nightmares and truths and things they hold and puzzles and fires they have, and just can't imagine, man. Anyway, y'all have a good morning and good evening and good night.